Holy crap! Today we're gonna find out if the wooden pickaxe from Minecraft can actually mine stone in real life by making one ourselves and testing it out. A portion of this video is brought to you by Audible. Minecraft's progression of tools is pretty simple. First to get wood, you make a wood pickaxe, which you use to get stone to make a stone pickaxe and mine iron. You know how this works, but that first step has always puzzled me. Can the wood pickaxe in Minecraft even deliver the kind of impact required to break stone in the first place? And if not, how far would you need to go to make it actually work? Just like in the torch video, we're gonna make 3 different versions. V1 is gonna be as raw and true to Minecraft as possible. V2 will be an ultra optimized version designed as a best case scenario. And V3 will push the envelope by using other materials that are available in Minecraft, but not in the original crafting recipe. The base crafting recipe for the pickaxe is 3 wood planks and 2 sticks, and I wanted to keep my version as authentic as possible. So I grabbed a stick from a nearby forest for the shaft and used an actual 4x4 plank of wood for the head. Obviously, the Minecraft pickaxe has the ends bent at like a 45-degree angle, but to give this one the best shot, I decided to go with an angle that matches an IRL pickaxe a little more closely. Of course, the bigger problem is shaping and connecting them. Steve doesn't use any glue or nails whatsoever to join these pieces, which meant I couldn't either. But while you might think he shapes and assembles them without any tools, that's actually not true. If you look at the sides of the crafting table, you'll see a saw, a pair of pliers, and a small hatchet, which aren't the finest tools, but it'll be more than enough to get the job done. Though to be fair, I mostly used power tools just because that's what I'm familiar with. To connect the head and the shaft, we can use the traditional woodworking method of cutting a hole in the head, shaping our stick to fit, and then hammering the 2 together. This thing is freaking ridiculous and I love it! That's not going anywhere. As I headed to the forest to test this thing out, I realized I knew almost nothing about Minecraft stone. Like, what the heck is stone in Minecraft anyway? And more importantly, how hard would it be to break? Because it's formed from the contact of water and lava, we know that Minecraft stone has to be some kind of igneous rock. And if we look at the time required to break it, we'll see it exactly matches granite, leading me to believe that it's just about as strong. Unfortunately for us, granite is incredibly hard in real life, so if we can find a way to break it, that'll be amazing. But to really see what every pickaxe version is capable of, we're gonna slowly work our way up, starting with some rocks that are a little easier to break. Okay, so we've come to this local Columbus park because it actually has a number of different kinds of stone. Below us, we can actually see some shale, and the reason that's important is that shale is very easy to break. So if we can't break through that with this pickaxe, then I mean, we just basically have no chance. Oh! Okay, that actually works. Let's go. That's awesome. You can already see the wood is kind of getting dulled over here. Okay, next up we're gonna test it out on this guy. This appears to be some kind of sedimentary rock. 1. Oh, did I chip something? No, that's not anything. Okay, well, ultimately we're destroying the pickaxe before we're managing to make any kind of progress on the rock. It's not hard enough. Okay, so while the first version was really authentic to Minecraft, from a functional perspective, it's obviously pretty terrible, considering it splits if you even so much as look at it too hard. The truth is, breaking stone is really freaking difficult, so in addition to a mini pickaxe that I made out of Suriname ironwood, to give our big pickaxe the absolute best possible odds of success, I got my hands on a massive piece of the hardest, densest wood on Earth, lignum vitae. This wood is super freaking rare and insanely expensive, with this one piece being over $500, which is a great reason to consider supporting the channel on Patreon. This stuff is so dense that it actually sinks in water, and at least by going off the Janka hardness scale, lignum vitae is rated at nearly 6.5 times harder than pine, or around 4,500 pounds of force. If any wood was gonna break through rocks, lignum vitae was gonna be it. Holy crap, this thing weighs like a boatload. That's insanity, my dude. To maximize the strength, I only curved the top of the pickaxe, and I attached it to a durable hickory sledgehammer handle, made long enough to maximize my mechanical advantage. Unlike the first version, the size and weight of this pickaxe is actually pretty similar to the metal ones you can buy in stores, so I was feeling pretty good about this pick's odds of success. Okay, so we are back at the same river where we filmed last time, and we still have the same rock here. However, it rained a little bit today. Is that rain I hear right now? I sure hope not. I probably don't even need to whack very hard, honestly. Should break right off. Yeah, that's not even challenging. Wow, I don't even think that dented the wood. It did something, but not really. I mean, look at that, especially compared to the kind of damage it was doing to the other pickaxe. I found some different kind of rock. I don't know what kind specifically, don't ask me, but I can tell that it's sedimentary rock.
You can tell that it's an aspen tree because of the way it is.
All right, lignum vitae pickaxe versus sedimentary rock. Yo! No, that's breaking a rock. There we go. Clean in half, baby. Yo, dude, that was badass. So we're having a little trouble trying to break a whole boulder with this thing. Whoops. But the reason for that is that it's not pointy like at all. The real reason pickaxes have such a fine tip is that it allows them to put a ton of force on a very small area. Unfortunately, if we were to shape our pickaxe to match, the tip would go dull instantly and probably either split the wood or break off soon after. But what if we could combine the strength of our super durable wood with an ultra hard tip? And then I thought about flint. In real life, flint is an insanely hard material. In fact, the reason it's used to make sparks in a flint and steel is because it's hard enough that it flakes off hot bits of metal on contact. Conveniently for us, flint is obtained in Minecraft without using any tools, meaning Steve could get his hands on some in the early game and use it to maximize the wood pickaxe's potential. Okay, we've returned to the rock one last time. The flint is embedded in the back of this pickaxe here, right? So as I contact the rock, the flint will contact first, hopefully chipping into the surface and removing some material. Yo, and the flint's not breaking, let's go! We're actually getting some decent damage. Like, okay, that was the first chip of flint that I've seen yet. So before I destroy this entire thing, I'm gonna give this one really good whack. All right, well, that part didn't really work. So the other thing I want to see is what if I just take my piece of flint and then use a hammer with it how we chip away at the rock, because this is something that Steve could have done too. I mean, we're definitely making some progress. You guys can't really see it, but here. That's a chip that just came off this rock because we were using flint. So we obviously can't break straight through rocks, but Steve doesn't necessarily need to do that. It takes quite a few seconds for him to break through most of this stuff, which says to me he's probably taking little chips, which we saw this can do, which is actually pretty freaking amazing. If we're being honest with ourselves, as impressive as this was, the pickaxe was barely making any progress. Not to mention, it didn't even make a dent in the granite I tested it on later. So, can we say Minecraft's wooden pickaxe works in real life? Well, you can certainly break stone with a wooden pickaxe. As hard as I tried, actually mining stone out of solid blocks in any kind of reasonable time, unfortunately seems to be totally fictional. So I'm gonna have to say this one's just not reality. But before you go, I also had some obsidian that Grace helped me get while I was in Utah. And I got some interesting results when I tried to break it, which I'll show you right after our thanks to today's sponsor, Audible. A lot of people say it takes me a long time to put out these videos, and that is kind of true, but this time you can sort of blame Audible. See, every month with Audible, you get a credit that you can spend on whatever audiobook you want, and every credit holds the same value, but every audiobook isn't the same length. So to get the most bang for my buck, I decided to get the longest audiobook that Audible has. Clocking in at a whopping 126 hours and 31 minutes, that turns out to be The Decline and Fall of the Roman Empire, which is, quote, the entire unabridged recording of Edward Gibbon's masterpiece. You might think this is a joke, and that's definitely how it started, but it turns out that this is kind of a great book, and it just so happens it's only available on Audible. This is the kind of thing I'd never try to read on paper because I'm pretty sure I'd nope out after just feeling how much it weighs, but listening to it in bite-sized pieces means I can chunk away at it whenever I have downtime. And of course, Audible has a whole bunch of other offerings in their Plus catalog, like podcasts or their Audible originals, which you won't find anywhere else. So whether you want to try Gibbon's masterpiece for yourself or listen to any of the thousands of other titles available, you can try Audible free for 30 days by going to audible.com/Weisz or texting Weisz to 500-500. Again, that's audible.com/WEISZ. Thank you to Audible, and let's get to those last couple tests. So like I said, I tested both picks on obsidian, and despite Minecraft claiming it to be the hardest stone in the game, in real life it's actually super fragile. Holy crap! And even the weakest pickaxe was able to shatter it with ease. We just annihilated that thing! In a weird way, this does technically mean you can break both the hardest and softest stones in Minecraft, just literally nothing in between.